checking in to beat the odds once again. It's Basim Khalaf here. Unfortunately, no KBO picks tonight because of so many rainouts, so I'm avoid making a pick today. I'm so happy to have sports back. NBA was back in action last night, couple games there. We do have the MLB back tonight as well, Dodgers and Giants, and we got the Yankees and Nationals. But before we get into all of that, we do have some NBA to break down. It's going to be the fourth seed from the East, the Miami Heat. I'm going to tell you guys why I believe they're my dark horse from that side. And then from the Western Conference, it's going to be the Utah Jazz. So without further ado, guys, let's go ahead and dive into some NBA basketball. So I actually had a chance to watch this Miami Heat team last night, and boy was it nice to see these NBA teams back in action. Miami looks really good. Jimmy Butler, a phenomenal leader for them. I'm so glad to see him fit perfectly here in Miami. Pat Riley didn't really know what he was going to get out of him after all the issues he had in Philadelphia and with the Timberwolves, with the whole Karl Anthony Towns thing. But look, I think he's really found a home here in Miami. Everybody respects him, been a phenomenal leader. And then Kendrick Nunn, what a great rookie campaign he has had. I can see him easily averaging 20 points a game in this league. And then Goran Dragic running the point guard position with Kendrick Nunn as his backup. I think that's a phenomenal backup for him. And Duncan Robinson, how about him shooting 4 for 5 from 3 last night? I think Goran Dragic's trying to say he's the best shooter in the league right now. I mean, that kind of could be the case considering Stephen Curry and Clay were both out this season. I think out of 620 shots, over 500 have been three-pointers, shooting over 42% from 3. So look, this guy's been great. I can see him hitting around 300 to 350 threes in a regular season. And then for their bigs, Miles Leonard, he was back in action last night. He looked great, a great stretch big man for them. Kelly Olynyk, another stretch. So it almost seems like everybody on this team can shoot. Bam Adebayo, great season he's had, averaging 16, 10, and 5, winning that skills challenge as well. I think if they come across a team like maybe the Bucks or the Raptors, I think they can give them trouble because we see how the Bucks kind of fold when Giannis is able to get contained. I think if Bam is on him, he can really kind of control at least Giannis. I'm not sure how everybody else will fare against each other. And then the Raptors, that would be a good series to see. But I think they should want to avoid the Boston Celtics because of how stacked they are. That 1 through 4 position, they really go deep there. But look, this Miami team, I could see them coming out of the East. They are that dark horse team that if I'm one of those 1 through 3 seed, I do want to avoid this Miami team. I am going to give them a 7.4 out of 10. Like I said, they do have the right pieces on paper. It's just a matter of how are they able to come back from this break and play together once again. And I forgot to mention, they do also have a veteran in Andre Iguodala, great defender. He played good last night. I think he scored around 13 points or so. So if they're able to get that Golden State Iguodala, that'll be phenomenal for them because he can guard a guard position or maybe a small forward, maybe contain Giannis a little bit. So that is gonna be it for my review on this team. Hope you guys have an understanding how I feel about them. I'm actually really confident in this team. They could do damage. So without further ado, let's go ahead and move on to the Utah Jazz. To start the season, I was thinking this Utah Jazz team looked pretty damn good, and especially picking up Mike Conley, a great point guard. They haven't seen a great point guard since Darren Williams back in 2008 when he was running it with Carlos Boozer. But that's just not who they're getting from him. It's such a bad scene to see how bad he struggled earlier on in the year. But look, this whole Donovan Mitchell, Rudy Gobert situation with the coronavirus, how the rumors were coming out that they don't want to play with one another because of how Rudy Gobert was treating the situation. Like, I think if this team can put all that aside and just focus strictly on basketball, they could do some damage. I mean, we've seen them, Donovan Mitchell's rookie year. Donovan Mitchell is looking like a playoff veteran out there, scoring over 30 points a game sometimes, hitting clutch shots, high-flying dunks. We know what Rudy Gobert's going to do, one of the best rim protectors in the league. He's going to give you a solid 15 and 10 every game. Look, the loss that really hurts me for this team is Bojan Bogdanovic. What a devastating loss that was for them to announce that he's not going to be coming back. He was having the best season of his career, averaging around 22 points a game, hitting those buzzer beaters. Look, I think if they can get more out of Joe Ingles, they're going to definitely have to rely on some more shots from him. Maybe give him around 25 to 30 minutes a game if they weren't doing that already. He's obviously a great 3-and-D player. We saw what happened between him and Paul George last season when he was getting in his head. Obviously, they have Jordan Clarkson off the bench. He's been playing a little bit better. So, look, I think if this team can put all that negative energy aside and just focus on basketball, like I said, they can have a chance. I mean, we saw them last year and the year before that. They've been playing pretty well in the playoffs. It just really just depends who their matchup is. I think if they see the Houston Rockets, just because of their size advantage, they could do some damage against them. Obviously, they also have Royce O'Neal, a great three-point shooter. Niang, a great 3-point shooter as well. So they do have players that can stretch out the floor. Donovan Mitchell, I think, is just a matter of how is he going to perform, because he did say he wants to facilitate the ball more recently. It's just who's he going to facilitate it to. So if these guys can hit the shots, Rudy Gobert can do his job. Mike Conley can play like the Memphis Grizzlies Mike Conley, or the guy that got that huge contract. I think they could do some damage. I am going to give him a 6.8 out of 10 just because of the whole chemistry issue, and losing Bogdanovic is going to hurt them. 6.8 out of 10 for the 4th seed is not too bad. So let's just see how things progress as this regular season continues, as we head into the playoffs. That is going to do it for my NBA breakdown. I'm so glad tonight we actually have the MLB back, like I said. And then also in other news, the Washington football team is officially their name. What a great story that is. That's just hilarious to me. Guys, thank you for tuning in. We do have UFC this Saturday. I will be making some picks. No KBO tonight, like I said. Thank you guys for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Remember what